Daniel, in your view, how can individuals identify their own sense of purpose in the workplace, and what practical steps can they take to align their work with that purpose?
Yeah, I believe finding the purpose is a journey, and I always like to compare it with the treasure hunt. So, what does it mean? You go back in your life, and you go through all the ups and downs you had. You have a look at which events have I really been in my element? When did I experience this flow state? When could I help others? What were my downs in life? So when I had my setbacks, what were the learnings? What kind of person inspired me? Because I also have some people that I really love, like Simon Sinek, Stephen Covey, and it had a big impact also in my work life. And yeah, you can relate to this. And I think it's also important to check with your real friends what they say, what makes you special, and not on a, I would say, superficial way, but on a profound way. How could they change something in these friends? And yeah, these are some, as there are many exercises that they can do, but at the end, it all comes down to go back in the past, finding what are the gold nuggets from the treasure hunt. And then we have several values and things that we really appreciate. But what is the biggest one, the shiniest one, the one that really stands out? And this is at the end the purpose. And as I mentioned before, it's the passion and it's the meaning, the benefit to others. And once we have found this, we can then continue the journey, because it's just the first part, to find out what really resonates with us. And then we have to link it with our how, or I would say, talents and core competences. So what makes us special? Because when we apply our purpose, we need to be great at something. So what are the competences that we have? And this is not enough. We also have to earn our living from it.
I was just coming to this.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we have to find out what are also other people willing to pay for. And this is actually the concept of Ikigai, or the why, how, what circle from Simon Sinek. They are completely related, because the why is what I said before. It's what we love to do and what the world needs. From Ikigai, these 2 points. The how, what we are great at, so our talents, core competences, principles. And the what, the products and services, is at the end what people pay for. Yeah. And that's why once we've found the purpose, we have to express it. We have to also improve our core competences and find a product and service that is all aligned to it. And I just like one example that really resonates with me. For example, if we say, our purpose is to have a healthy lifestyle, and the principles are not to eat too much sugar, not to eat too much saturated fat. Yeah. And then we go in the supermarket, and what we see in this wagon, we see lots of chips, lots of sugar, lots of sweets. And then we see it's not aligned. So the why, healthy lifestyle, the principles, the how, the saturated fats, etc., sugar, and then the products. So if we really align ourselves, then there would be vegetables, fruits, and stuff in the wagon. And the same is at work. So when we find out what we stand for, our purpose, and we find out what are we great at, and usually it's something that we can easily do, that we can teach other people. Yeah, this are our talents. And then what is the job? And it could be a founder, it could be entrepreneur, but it could be also in the factories or in the companies, if the environment is right. So there's no right or wrong, and we can also have different what's, so products and services. But I think the key is really to align everything.
So, I mean, I really love the real life example that you gave. And I was figuring out my purpose is not to put on weight. My purpose is not to eat rubbish. Then why do I get so attracted towards those packets of, chips and wafers and biscuits, which are not right for me? So I think this is an anchoring today. The moment I get into the supermarket, I'll remember you, Daniel, what you said, and I will push myself away from these. And yeah, it's a brilliant example. When you know your purpose and you're aligned with it, you know exactly what you should do. And yes, this is brilliant. Now, Daniel, I just wanted to know, like, you are training organizations and you are helping them grow, right? How would you align the purpose of the organization and the purpose of the team? Can you, I mean, individuals, is there a way to align them? Yeah.
Yes, I would say we have in general in the companies three different purposes. So the overall company purpose, so why does the company exist? And
Yes.
yeah, I think this is usually quite well defined. And I also like the purpose that I've seen in the
Yeah.
companies. Yeah.
Correct.
But then it usually stops. And what we need also is the team purpose. So why is the team, the department existing, and not just to do the task? This is transactional work that I explained in the beginning.
Mhm.
If we really want to have purposeful work, they also need to define what are their core competences, but also what benefits does it bring. Yeah. And why is the team there? And then we have to go one level deeper, which is the individual purpose.
Mhm.
And all three have to align with each other. And I think, as I mentioned, we just have the company purpose, but it does not really resonate with the people. It does not provide them the clarity, and it has not a big impact. Maybe it attracts the people to work for this company, yeah. But what is the purpose of the team? What is my own purpose? How can I contribute? How can I become more passionate? And yeah, I mean, we see every year from the Gallup Institute that about 2/3 of the people are disengaged at work.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, of course, it's the work environment. On the other hand, we have three intrinsic motivation factors. One is autonomy, so no micromanagement. One is mastery, so development, and one is purpose. And if you look at the whole Ikigai, so these four elements, or the why, how, what circle, it's completely related to these three intrinsic motivational factors. Because the why is the purpose, which is one intrinsic motivation factor. Mastery is the how, your talents, your passions. And every time we grow, we learn, we are passionate, we are motivated, we are engaged. And the third one is if we have the autonomy to choose the products and services, and we are not micromanaged and forced and squeezed in a box, we also enjoy this freedom, this liberty to really do what we stand for. And I really find it amazing how all these concepts, they work together. So the why, how, what circle, the Ikigai, and these three intrinsic motivational factors. And yeah, I think it makes complete sense.
I mean, the way you have aligned everything, this is a learning from me, Daniel. Like, wow. I mean, if they are not micromanaged, I think you should call up every company and tell them, because when I train leaders, I see the biggest pressure comes because they are micromanaged and they hate it.
Yeah.
And so, Daniel, let me just give you one line about my program. My program is connected to meta leadership. And in the meta leadership, I train them about having a balanced transformation, which is not only about balancing their IQ. I balance their IQ, EQ, and SQ, which is systems and strategies that they need to really perform well. Second is their emotional intelligence, because that's the key to success. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. And third is the SQ, which is their identity blueprint. And wow, and once they know the purpose with this, I think it can work so beautifully well. Like the why, the mastery, and the autonomy. And yeah, I think organizations need to work on all these. And I love the fact that company has three purpose: the company purpose, the team purpose, and the individual purpose. So yes, I mean, that is how every company can generate results as per their desire. And yes, fantastic. So just see, we started with that specific purpose and the why, and we have come to a stage where we now know how can organizations perform better with the help of the people, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And maybe just one comment to add, because I really liked what you said, the IQ, EQ, and SQ.
Yeah.
Um, because what is also interesting is that the purpose, or this why, how, what, it relates to the different parts of the brain.
Yeah.
And quite often, as I said before, I think I'm a rational person, but at the end, my decisions, they are made first by emotions, and it's just my brain that rationalizes it. Yeah? And also the purpose and the principles, and yeah, this relates to our limbic part of the brain, so which is the emotional part,
Right.
and the products and services, the what, this relates to the neocortex, which is then our IQ or rational part. So I also really like how this whole concept activates different parts of the brain, and we should always try, when we create connection with people, to start with the first intuitive part and then the emotional part, and later explain the logic behind. And I really like how these concepts also come together.
Absolutely, Daniel. You know what? Like, so when I meet leaders and when we discuss, so they sometimes say that the communication is a big problem. And the other day only, I started a public speaking course only for leaders, because what I realized is they focus so much on communication that communication has become a play of words without emotions. But as you said, emotions have to be there. Otherwise, words have a very, like different meaning. And yes, the brain has to activate that portion also. Yes, you were saying something, Daniel.
Yeah, and especially in communication, we can learn thousands of methodologies, but what
Yes.
counts at the end is the authenticity of the people.
Yes.
And I think if someone says something that relates to their own purpose, that people
Yes.
feel that the person stands behind, and this attracts. And if it's fake, if there's a facade or something, and the people just do it because they learned a methodology,
Right.
we people are not stupid. We feel
Oh,
that. And it's really about the emotions and feelings that we
yes.
convey to the audience.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen people who run after significance, run after a fame, name, money, everything, but uh, in a way which is not authentic at all. And then they spread some negative vibe around, and I really feel that it's not the right way. What is the right way is be more authentic, and that is the way you can attract more people. And that really works well in every aspect of life,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? Not only in organizations, anywhere you go, like people love authenticity.